Hello and welcome back to everyone to the YouTube channel द एस्पिरेंट मीन्स यूट्यूब चैनल एंड हम इंडियन सोसाइटी का चैप्टर स्टार्ट कर चुके हैं. वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी द स्टेटस ऑफ वीमेन एंड द रोल ऑफ वीमेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन इंडियन सोसाइटी. इसका सब टॉपिक और लास्ट पार्ट हम आज कवर करेंगे. स्टार्ट करने से पहले प्लीज़ डू लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब द यूट्यूब चैनल द एस्पिरेंट इनविंसिबल एंड ज्वाइन द टेलीग्राम चैनल बाय स्कैनिंग दिस QR कोड. You get all the PDFs and material of UPSC सिविल सर्विस एग्जामिनेशन रिलेटेड. थैंक यू सो मच. स्टार्ट करते हैं. सो वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी अबाउट द वीमेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. सो वीमेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, सो द हिस्टोरिकल origin of evolution of women organization in India. So first phase of women organization we have to study from 1850 to 1915. 1850 से लेके 1915 तक. So it was focused. The first phase of women organization in India was focused over the reforming the societal issues. For example, sati parda system, education, etc. So notable reformers of this phase was Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, and so Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Brahma Samaj, he campaigned against the sati pratha. Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar fought for the widow remarriages. Jyotiba Phule, he advocated for the women upliftment in first phase. Key issue addressed in this phase was polygamy, parda system, widow remarriages, women's education, etc. So these were the first phase of women organization in India from 1850 1915. Notable personalities: Raja Ram Mohan Roy, याद रखिए, ईश्वर चंद्र विद्यासागर एंड ज्योतिबा फुले. इनके बारे में मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री में आप पढ़ोगे और इनके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के नाम भी आपको प्रीलिम्स में पूछ लिए जाते हैं. सो वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी द वीमेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस इन दिस फेज और इन 19th century specifically. So first organization was Widow Remarriage Act in 1956 was legalized the widow remarriages campaigned by the Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar. Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar was a personality fought for the women upliftment. So by his deed, Widow Remarriage Act 1956 was passed. It legalized the widow remarriages. Simple है. Next was Deccan Education Society. Deccan Education Society started by M.G. Ranade, Mahadev Govind Ranade, to promote the widow remarriage and the women education in India. Next organization was Widow Remarriage Association in Madras Presidency 1891. So Widow Remarriage Association established by Kandukuri Veres Linga to advocate the widow remarriage in Madras region. So specifically prelims में आपसे पूछ लिया जा सकता है कि मद्रास रीजन में widow remarriage के लिए किसने प्रोटेस्ट किया, फाइट किया. सो ही वॉज कंदुकुरी वीरेश लिंगा 1891. नेक्स्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इंपॉर्टेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज आर्य महिला सभा. आर्य महिला सभा started first. It was the first feminist organization in India founded by Pandit Ramabai Saraswati, focusing over the women emancipation and education. So very very important organization. Arya Mahila Sabha started by Pandit Ramabai, focused over women's emancipation. It was the first feminist organization in India. Next important organization was Mahila Parishad. Mahila Parishad Ladies Congress formed in 1908 in Madras, led by the Sarla Devi Chaudhurani, advocating the women's right for vote and legal reforms in marriages, divorce, and the property rights. So another important organizations for the women upliftment in 19th century. Next, second phase of women emancipation and upliftment or women movement started in 1915 and 1947. So main organization in this phase, women organization in this phase 1915 to 1947 are like Sarla Devi and the Bharat Stri Mahamandal. 1910 started by Sarla Devi Chaudhurani. So it addressed the issues like parda system, hindering the female education, etc. Next organization was Women's India Association. Women's India Association, WIE, याद रखने वाली इंपॉर्टेंट है. मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री में आप पढ़ोगे इसके बारे में. Women India Association focused over the adult literacy, sewing and first aid education. So providing the economic opportunities, making awareness, education for the women. Then organized the first women delegation to demand the right to vote in 1970. Very, very important for the prelims perspective. Women's India Association, and it mobilized the support for the female franchisee. The same thing, right to vote, political rights demanded by the Women's India Association. Next organization is National Council for Women in India, NCWI. National Council for Women in India. It created standing committees on art, labor, legislations, and the press. So the legislation committee was particularly active under the Mithun Tata Lamb, India's first practicing women lawyer. She was very important. Fact about the prelims: Mithun Tata Lamb, India's first practicing women lawyer. Next organization regarding women emancipation was All India Women Conference, AIWC. All India Women Conference uh, collaborated between Women's India Association and National Council for Women of India, becomes All India Women Conference. So ये दोनों ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हमने जो पढ़ी हैं, Women इंडिया एसोसिएशन एज वेल एज नेशनल काउंसिल ऑफ वीमेन इन इंडिया, दोनों का कोलेबरेटेड एफर्ट था ऑल इंडिया वीमेन कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन द वीमेंस फ्रेंचाइजी, रिजेक्टिंग द कम्युनल अवार्ड रिस्ट्रिक्शंस एक्सेट्रास, एंड इट रेज द फंड्स फॉर लेडी इरविन कॉलेज for domestic sciences, were established in Delhi in 1932. Next important organization in women emancipation was Desh Sevika Sangh. Desh Sevika Sangh aimed for women attain the self-rule and participated in the civil disobedient movement, which was declared illegal by the government. So these are the organizations in the second phase, 1915 to 1947. This phase saw the birth of three major organizations we have studied earlier. After the First World War, nationalism was become the main cause. Organizations like Women's India Association, we have seen it was the first purely feminist organization in India. Women's India Association, Women India Association started by सरला देवी चौधरानी. कुछ और जो भी पर्सनालिटी है हमको इसको याद करना पड़ेगा प्रीलिम्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. Then comes the National Council of Women in India, become the national branch of International Council of Women. So very, very important concept. National Council of Women in India is a branch of International Council of Women in India, focused over advising the government on the welfare issues rather than the grassroots activism. So it was an advisory role. All India Women Conference, another important organization, upliftment of the women and national services. So these three organizations in the second phase. You have to remember all these names: Women India Association, National Council of Women in India, and All India Women Conference. Now going to the third phase. Third phase started after the independence, or 1947 to 1975. So in third phase, the focus was new women's movement, emergence of new women's movement, advocating for the uniform civil code within the gender politics, means without gender discrimination. Key contributions of third phase was National Federation of Indian Women, NFIW, was established in the year of 1954 by the leaders including Aruna Asaf Ali. Very, very important. National Federation of Indian Women. ठीक है, National Federation of Indian Women in 1954, leaders like Aruna Asaf Ali. Next is CPIM. CPIM set up a Shramik Mahila Sangathan, SMS, Shramik Mahila Sangathan, in the year of 1971 to mobilize the lower, middle and working class women in India. Next important organization is Anti-Price Rise Movement in 1973. United women from CPIM, Socialist Congress and non-party middle class women participated, class housewives. So these are the organizations: National Federation of Indian Women, CPI, Shramik Mahila Sangathan, and the Anti-Price Rise Movement. These are the third phase of Indian women organizations, new women movement in 1947, after the 1947 to 1975. Key constitutional measures. So इसको बाद में पढ़ेंगे. Then present phase of women organization के बारे में हमें कुछ पढ़ना चाहिए. So present phase of women organization 1975 and to the up to present phase, there has been a steady increase in the number of women's welfare organizations. Over 100 major women's ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वर्क इन इंडिया. आज हमारे पास में बहुत सारी कई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो वीमेन अपलिफ्टमेंट के लिए काम कर रहे हैं. सो ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड वीमेंस ग्रुप फोकस्ड ओवर द प्रोवाइडिंग सर्विसेज इनेबलिंग वीमेन टू गेन लीगल एडवांटेजेस. सो हमने देखा फर्स्ट फेज़ में सोसाइटल चेंजेस के लिए था, सोशल चेंज. सेकेंड फेज़ में आया पॉलिटिकल फेज़, तो पॉलिटिकल गेन और पॉलिटिकल रोल के लिए आया सेकेंड फेज़ में. और थर्ड फेज़ जो रहा, थर्ड फेज़ डिमांडिंग द लीगल एडवांटेजेस. सिंपल है. इंपॉर्टेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस लाइक सेवा, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड वीमेन एसोसिएशन, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड वीमेन एसोसिएशन फाउंडेड बाय Elawad, very important organizations aim to provide full employment opportunities and self-reliance to the women. Seva, very important organization. Seva, self-employed women association. Next is National Commission for Women. National Commission for Women 1992. It hears the complaint and redress the grievances of women's and women related association and groups. नेक्स्ट इज राष्ट्रीय महिला कोष. 1993 में राष्ट्रीय महिला कोष की स्थापना हुई. इट स्टेबलाइज्ड प्रोवाइड द फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट एंड टू दी सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप्स फॉर स्टार्टिंग द इंडस्ट्रीज एंड स्टार्टअप्स. राष्ट्रीय महिला कोष. नेक्स्ट इज बालिका समृद्धि योजना 1997, पुअर मदर्स सपोर्टेड. दैन स्वाशक्ति प्रोजेक्ट 1998 में स्टार्ट हुआ. इट असिस्ट द वुमेन इन स्टार्टिंग द प्रोडक्टिव वर्क विद द फाइनेंशियल हेल्प फॉर द गवर्नमेंट. From the government. So these are the organizations in the present phase. Seva, National Commission for Women, Rashtriya Mahila Course, Balika Samriddhi Yojana, and all these things are there. So we have the fact in an event in this organization and the personalities related to the women organizations. Now we are going to study about some women movement in India in present context. So women movement, most important women movements like Telangana movement. Telangana movements, women participated in large number. Poverty, exploitation by zamindars. They opposed these things. They oppose against the poverty. They oppose against the exploitation by zamindars and etc. Next come anti-dowry movements. For example, Dahej Birodhi Manch. Dahej Birodhi Manch in Delhi is an example of anti-dowry movement. Next is Chipko movement. Very important. Gaura Devi, Sudesha Devi, Bachani Devi, etc. Issues of food, fodder, fuel, fiber and fertilizer were raised by these women leaders. Next, temple entry movement. Temple entry movement, especially the Sabrimala issue, Sani Signapur Temple, महाराष्ट्र में जो है organizations, Bhumata Brigade organizations raised these issues and supported the women emancipations. Next is Narmada Bachao Andolan or Narmada Bachao movement led by Meda Patkar, revolved around the issues of environment and the tribal issues and dam safety. So these are the women movements in very recent past and context. कुछ और मूवमेंट हैं, आप उनको भी पढ़ सकते हो. एपिको मूवमेंट है और भी कुछ हैं जो वीमेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और वीमेन लेड मूवमेंट है. वेरी प्रेजेंट कंटेक्स्ट में मी टू कैंपेन है. Now we are going to study about some constitutional or legal provisions regarding the women organization or women's emancipations. For example, we have already studied the Maternity Benefit Act. It provides the leave or paid leave for the mothers or lactating mothers or pregnant women. Then Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act 1956. Hindu Succession Act 1956. It provides the property inheritance right for the women or female child. Then Marriage Act 1954. Then Hindu Code Bill of 1955 and 56 address the marriage, divorce, succession and guardianship and adoption. We have Hindu Marriage Act 1956. It legalized the monogamy, outlawed the polygamy, means you cannot marry more than one spouse. You cannot have more than one spouse at a one single point of time. Conferred the equal rights of divorce, legalized the intercaste and interreligious marriages. It legalized intercaste, interreligious marriages, Hindu Marriage Act. Then fixed the marriage age and made child marriage punishable. Child marriage is a punishable offense under the Hindu Marriage Act. Simple. So now some example and best practices and case studies regarding the women organization and women emancipation movement. So in recent context, social movement by women, example of Manipur, there is a group called Mera Paibis or Women Torch Bearers. Women Torch Bearers are loosely organized, usually led by groups of senior women to fight alcoholism and drug abuse. They has now expanded to the countering human rights violations and the development of society at large. So this is the example of Manipur, Mera Paibis or the women torchbearers. Next is women movement for the liberation and upliftment of Marathawadism in Mumbai. So India's Ekal Mahila Sangathan. Ekal Mahila Sangathan means single women organization. Single women's organization as an NGO organize a kabaddi competitions to bring out women, widows, single women, or women who are divorced and those are abandoned from their home and face social ostracization. So there is a organization, single women's organization. Next, example of inclusivity and women's equality comes from Tamil Nadu in the form of the example of first time Tamil Nadu government provide training for the three women as a temple priest. This is a historical move because there is a new era held at new era of inclusivity and equality. When women were not becoming when becoming become women becoming pilots and astronauts, they were not allowed to become priced in the many temples because it deemed impure to become a priest for a woman, for female deities, even for female deities. Now there is a change in this custom. Example of courage, fight for women, right and democracy. So Iranian activist Nargis Mohammadi. Nargis Mohammadi has won the Nobel Peace Prize recently in the recognition of her tireless campaign for the women's right and the democracy against the death penalty. So you can give this example in recent answer writing you're practicing the 2024 mains. Simple. So we have organizations, example of women's emancipative organization from the recent past and from the modern India and the present context. In Supreme Court, in recent ruling, Supreme Court of India reaffirmed the right of married women over their स्त्रीधन. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला है कि वीमेन महिला का स्त्रीधन है और महिला के पास पूरी पावर है डिसाइड करने का, डिसीजन कर लेने का अपने स्त्रीधन के रिगार्डिंग. तो स्त्रीधन होता क्या है? स्त्रीधन इट मीन्स सिंपल एनी असेट्स रिसीव्ड बाय अ वीमेन एट एनी पॉइंट ड्यूरिंग द लाइफ टाइम. सो आप कोई भी महिला को, किसी भी महिला को जो उसको गिफ्ट मिलते हैं, असेट्स मिलता है, जो भी प्रॉपर्टी उसके पास में है, वो उसकी स्त्री धन का पार्ट है. सिंपल. सो वीमेन हैव एब्सोल्यूट राइट ओवर हर प्रॉपर्टी एंड नो वन कैन स्नैच, नो वन कैन टेक अवे फ्रॉम हर, इवन हस्बैंड और फादर. ओके, सिंपल. सो दीज आर द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर. हमने देख लिया था किस तरीके से, और हमारा चैप्टर वीमेन एंड द रोल ऑफ वीमेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस कंप्लीट होता है यहाँ पे. आई होप समझ में आया होगा, और जो भी इम्प्रूवमेंट है आप मुझे कमेंट करके बता सकते हो. टेलीग्राम चैनल को ज्वाइन कर लीजिए. ऑल द PDF मटेरियल्स यू कैन गेट हेयर. सिंपल. प्लीज़ डू लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब द यूट्यूब चैनल द एस्पिरेंट इनविंसिबल टू शो योर सपोर्ट फॉर माई एफर्ट. थैंक यू सो मच. लव यू ऑल. टेक केयर.